So, Aggro, you're a neck-bearded, white guy, heteronormative. How much, rage did this movie fill you with?
Okay. I haven't checked in on this one. Am I supposed to be mad about it?
According to what I keep seeing on the internet, heavy-set white guys with beards just hate this movie. It just fills them with, Meninist rage. So I figured,
Meninists don't even see movies. They can't use electricity.
What? Just completely threw this bit out the window because I don't even know how the fuck to respond to that. But yeah, so, screaming man babies on the internet seem to be angry at this movie because I guess Brie Larson said dumb things that offended men, so now this movie is a bad. Yeah. I've seen, the clips, and they seem to just mostly be, she was trying to be, empowering, but then she just kind of put her foot in her mouth and just kind of said some dumb shit. Kind of like whenever, Ronda Rousey tries to do, a really inspiring promo, and then she just completely botches it, and it sounds terrible and awkward. That's kind of what she did. But yeah, apparently this sent, men into a tizzy over this, and was just this movie's SJW cup garbage before it even came out. Yeah. Which is really weird because, I really hate the discourse surrounding this movie because, I didn't like this movie. So now it's just great, I'm on the side with these assholes, but now I'm just gonna get lost in the mix.
The great thing about consuming and appreciating media is that having an opinion on something doesn't put you on a side.
Yeah, tell that to the internet.
I do, but man, there is a lot of internet out there.
Yeah, it's kind of the problem where, what was it, AVGN was just I'm not gonna go see the Ghostbusters reboot because the original is really near and dear to me, and I just don't see a reboot ever being able to capture that for me. And basically, it was all very just, I'm really nostalgic for the original, and that caused a whole bunch of articles to come out about how he was a misogynistic piece of shit and wouldn't support a female-led Ghostbuster film. And really, he's just no, I was just 12 when I watched the original, and I don't want to see a reboot. Yeah, no, the internet's fucking terrible. Everybody on every fucking side of this. If you're an extremist on any side of this fucking argument, you're kind of terrible. But, yeah, no, you seem to have actually enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. Have you ever actually disliked an MCU film?
I was really, really disappointed in Thor 2.
But then again, you also like Thor 1, so...
Yeah, I do, because Thor 1 is fine. You and all y'all can suck my dick.
Don't say that, because people already think I'm sucking your dick, and this is already...
You're finally going to get some help.
So yeah, this movie... Alright, my thing is with it is just, going into this, I heard, a lot of the rhetoric and stuff, and I'm like, okay... This sounds like a B- Marvel film, and the thing I most closely associate with is Thor 1, where I go, yeah, this was competent. It's not bad. There was nothing for me to latch on to. Also, there's a few parts of this movie that are kind of cringy, and not Wonder Woman cringy, where it was still kind of charming to me. It was just man, this movie's a little ham-handed with its girl empowerment stuff. But then again, I imagine if you've been raised under that, maybe this movie actually is empowering to you. I've actually seen that, so maybe I'm just on just the wrong side of this, and it's okay, this movie actually is empowering. So I don't really know what stance to take on any of that.
Well, see, now here's the weird thing, because the copyright girl empowerment TM part of the movie, that's what I was expecting to have to get past.
Yeah.
And I didn't mind it or pick up on, like, playing I'm Just a Girl during the climactic fight scene was really, really, really dumb.
Yeah, no, that was super crazy as fuck.
It was really dumb because the whole, like, female empowerment thing wasn't, like, it was a part of her character. It wasn't a part of her character arc.
No, it isn't. I think that's kind of the problem. Like,
that's why I liked it. Because she's like, I was an Air Force pilot in the late 80s and early 90s. Yeah, no, I got a lot of that shit.
Yeah.
But it was just part of her background and nothing to do with what was going on in this movie.
Yeah, I know. I feel like maybe that's my problem, because I feel like kind of like there's like a narrative dissonance between the two where, like, that is, like, it was some shit that happened to her, but it's not actually a part of her arc. In fact, like, I'm not sure, like, what really is a part of her. It's just really, I lost my memories. She doesn't have an arc.
She's Carol Danvers. She fucking rules.
Yeah, no.
Start to finish.
Yeah, no. She's just like, I am kind of snarky, kind of stoic, like, military chick. Mm-hmm. And she is that the entire way, except, you know, also, okay, so this meme has been made 1,000 times about how, you know, she gets knocked down, but she gets up again, and nothing's gonna keep her down. And, you know what? As often as that is used, like, you know, like, that joke has been made, I'm really disappointed that song isn't actually in the fucking movie. Because there's so much goddamn licensed music in this.
That's a whole lot better song for a 1-on-6 room battle, yeah.
Like, yeah, if that, because, yeah, that would have been great. Or at least, you know, play it whenever they're doing the montage of her getting knocked down and getting back up. Like, honestly, you know, that is one of the things, like, with her character, how they keep, you know, her being told what she can't do as a girl, and then it kind of montaging into she gets up and she gets up and she gets up and then she gets up in the present to face her opponent. Like, that was, like, really well done. I don't know, it's just, it's a whole bunch of, like, yeah, no, like, that works, that kind of work, but, like, I feel like the way it coalesces into a film is just, there's nothing for me to, like, really hook myself into and go, yeah, and, like really feel that moment for her, because I feel like, okay, I think I got it. Modern Carol Danvers doesn't actually have that baggage because she doesn't have her memories. Mm-hmm. So, when you do kind of that montage, it's like, that's a great scene, but it kind of doesn't mean anything to her character because this iteration of the character doesn't really have that memory or those feelings, because even within the context of, like, this current, like, her current mindset, she hasn't been put down for being a woman. She hasn't had that. So maybe if she did get her memories back at some point, and they...
Yeah, because, like, that whole thing that would have been, but isn't T-bones into... Because her whole deal while she's being Cree is they keep, you know, locking her down, telling her, keep that in check, put your emotions back in check, nah. And so it's less of, like, her being empowered as a woman by the end of it, and more her going, oh, wait, no, fuck that, when she gets all of her memories back.
Yeah, so she's just like, man, fuck this noise.
Yeah, so it's growing up like that feeds into her character. You know, it's part of who she is. It's just not what the movie was about.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I don't know if the movie's actually about anything other than just, this is the origin story of Captain Marvel. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, because, like, even Thor, I found Thor to be a lot more charming. Because, you know, you had, Kat Dennings, you know, playing, hot best friend girl who has, like, all, like, the quippy line stuff. And you have, Thor being the fish out of water stuff. And, I don't feel like we got, like, you know, Nick Fury doesn't really play, like, the quippy character, and Carol Danvers really isn't the quippy character. So there really isn't, it's just, you have two very serious characters, and I don't know what this movie kind of was, because I feel like it's like a space adventure film. Then it's kind of a buddy cop movie, but not really, and then it's the triumphant superhero thing at the end, And also the fact that we didn't really have, like, a real set-in-stone villain either. Because, you know, it just turns out, oh, the good guys were the bad guys the whole time. So you don't really have, like, an antagonist to focus on because the antagonists are the Kree, or not the Kree, the Skrull, up until you find out they're not actually the antagonists. So yeah, I just feel like there's so many, like, working parts of this film, and it just, like I said, it just doesn't coalesce for me.
Those were all things I liked about it.
Yeah, see, I feel like this movie is a great pilot for a Captain Marvel series. It is not a good standalone film on its own. Like, this is a good... I guess it is a pilot for Endgame, is what it is. And this is like the most... Because a lot of people will say, like, oh, well, the standalone films are really just, you know, they're like commercials for the Avengers films. This is the first one where it genuinely felt like a commercial for an Avengers film. Like, it's just like, here's a whole bunch of character stuff, so that way you know who this character is when she shows up, because we got the tease in Infinity War. And, yeah, the de-aging on Nick Fury looked fucking great.
It was eerie how good that was.
Yeah.
Because at no point did it catch you. Like,
yeah, no, at no point did I go, ooh, you know, like, because we've seen, we've seen Rogue One, so we've seen, like, how CGI face can be.
Yeah, it's usually like, oh, that looked really good for a couple seconds. Great job.
Yeah. You know, I think, like, the biggest problem with Grand Moff Tarkin is they kept putting him in direct sunlight, and, whew, keep him in the shadows. Also the same thing with CGI, what was it? Princess Leia. Where it's just like, oh man, that's really, ooh. B+. Good job. You tried. Here, though, Nick Fury, though, just... Because, like, you know, when you see what Samuel L. Jackson looks like now, he looks nothing like young Sam Jackson from the goddamn 90s. He's aged like a motherfucker. So you see him, in this movie, and, like, every so often, I'd have to remind myself, oh, right, fuck, like, Sam Jackson doesn't actually look like this. This is not a Sam Jackson lookalike. This is goddamn Sam Jackson. Huh. And, like, when I think about that, I'd be like, nah, it looks good. I can't tell. Like, I'm really curious if, like, you know, when we get this shit on Blu-ray and we're seeing it in, like, pristine 1080p or 4K, and, you know, not on a shitty theater screen. Because, let's be clear, people. Theaters are not the optimal way to watch movies. The screens look worse than your goddamn 1080p television. Also, the theater ambiance experience kinda sucks. Just, what?
Biggest screen is best screen.
Yeah, I remember you saying that with like, yeah, no, I'd rather have a big-ass SD screen over a smaller 1080p screen, and yeah, no, you're wrong.
Biggest screen is best screen.
Thank you, Unga Caveman Kyle.
Biggest screen is best screen.
God damn. Okay. So, yeah, we're gonna disagree on that, and we're gonna this is not Zeon and Aggro talk about movie. This is Zeon and Aggro fucking argue about movie, because we're completely on disagreeing sides on this. Which is weird, because you are the fattest and the most bearded and the whitest, so you should be the one who hates this the most, according to the internet. But here I am going,
I don't know what kind of messaging I'm supposed to disagree with. Like, female Air Force pilots in the 90s got shit on? Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's pretty fucking legit. I'm Just a Girl is really cringy,
yeah,
but we agree on that. That is just... I think, like, the weird thing, like, the thing that really makes that scene weirder is that, like, the song starts playing, and then she blasts a jukebox, so I think we're supposed to take away, like, oh, like, she blasted the jukebox, and now it's playing this song. Kind of like in DMC3, where he, like, punches the jukebox, and it starts playing music. And I feel like it's like, well, no, because the song started playing before...
I really don't know if that was a thing.
I feel like that's why she blasted the jukebox, because you're supposed to get that feeling But, like I said, the song starts playing before she blasts it, so it's weird. I don't know why they did it. I don't know why they just didn't hold off on a few extra seconds to just let her blast the jukebox first and just move that song over slightly. Because the song is non-diegetic, but represented in an almost diegetic fashion.
Which is why I'm saying I don't think that was a thing. I think she just blew up a jukebox.
But why a jukebox? Why did they not produce music? She could have fucking blasted...
She blew up a lot of shit, man.
Yeah! But, like, that's like the first thing she blows up right at the beginning of the fight.
People produce music. She blows up a lot of those. I don't hear you complaining about that.
I'm just saying, there was a fucking, like, pinball machine in there, wasn't there? Fucking, like, shoot the pinball machine.
Well, then Pinball Wizard would have started playing.
Yeah, that would have been fucking great. That would have been a better song. Because it's just, Pinball Wizard is one of the greatest fucking songs ever crafted by man. We could
have had Protect Your Neck start playing, and then we could have had Don't Sweat the Technique slotted in to that episode of Defenders, and I will be salty about that forever.
Oh man, because this was the 90s, you know, when she like blasted a jukebox, it could have been like, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me! Fuck you, I won't... That would have been great. Rage Against the Machine. Mm-hmm. That would have thematically also fit this movie.
That's literally what she was doing.
Yes! Like she was literally raging against the machine. Which apparently there's now a crop of people who are now realizing that Rage Against the Machine was super goddamn political, and now don't like Rage Against the Machine. What the fuck did they think what the fuck did these people think the machine was?
Maybe like Florence and the Machine? Maybe it was Sharky's Machine.
I'm assuming they thought like maybe it was like some sort of like Terminator metaphor, where it's just like, yeah, we're actually raising up against
could have been Machine Dramon.
A what?
Machine Dramon.
Huh. Nobody remembers Machine Dramon. I don't even actually remember Machine Dramon. I just know that he was in Digimon because his name ends with Mon. So yeah, Nick Fury, great in this film. Also, fucking Space Cat. Okay, I fucking love that Nick Fury loses his eye to Space Cat. And then it's just like, so is it true that, like, a Kree soldier, like, burned her eye out? He's just like, I can neither confirm it. I'm like, awesome. Nick Fury's already telling bullshit stories about how he lost his eye, which kind of fits in with... Now it makes that fucking scene in Winter Soldier even better. I think it was one of them, where it's just Nick Fury's just like, last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye. And I'm just like... Well, that just made that whole fucking scene even better, because now I know he's just full of fucking shit. He's just trying to sound cool. He really trusted that cat. He didn't really trust that cat. Also, I gotta go back and, like, watch the older films, because, like, I've watched, like, all of the MCU films once to twice, depending on them. And, like, I thought the Tesseract was... would have been with, Cap when he went down. So I have no clue where the fuck the Tesseract has been or how it got to where it was. Mm-hmm. I guess the U.S. military was using it for, like, a power source thing.
Well, I mean, last we saw it was still at the bottom of the ocean, so...
Yeah, I don't know. Also, one of the things that, like, I get this is supposed to be, like, the big empowering thing about the film, but also, man... Captain Marvel is so goddamn OP at the ending of this film.
So good.
That she's just, like, tearing through, all these, Kree ships like it's goddamn nothing. Literally, just fucking belly flops through one of them, don't give a fuck. She just stops punching and just really just goes, yeah!
Welcome to the cosmic power scale, Guardians of the Galaxy are chumps!
Yeah. So yeah, she just does that. And I did like that fucking line of just, from Ronan, it's like, we'll come back for the weapon. It's like, you know, the power source? It's like, no, the woman. It's just like, that's great.
It was great. It's Ronan, the other blue guy, when she rolls up and like, let's fucking go.
No, bye, we're done. Fuck you. It's just like, I just saw all that. I have goddamn common sense. Peace the fuck out. So yeah, we got that, trying to think of other things of note. Okay. the parts of this movie that actually made me feel things, like the actual goddamn emotional core of this film, I would say, or the closest thing to an emotional core of this film, is Carol's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, holy crap. Like, she doesn't spend a whole lot of time in this movie, but once she shows up, it's just like, oh, there's where the heart of this film is. Mm-hmm. It's right goddamn here. This woman who has gone through the exact same struggle that Carol Danvers has done, on top of having lost her best friend and being fucking gaslit about how she was dead. Like, yeah, okay, that's some good shit. The dynamic with the girl's, the daughter and Carol, that's good. Okay, this is another dumb part of this fucking movie that took me out of the movie. When she's just like, well, I need to, like, you know, change the color of my outfit. Mm. Great scene. She's kind of messing with it and stuff, and, like, neon lights and stuff. Like, that's great stuff. But then she's just like, what about those colors? And it's just like, do. And then, I'm like, wait, whoa. I thought this kid was just kind of randomly just touching the thing and just by happenstance doing this shit. Is she like one of those super autistics from like The Predator where like she just understands alien technology just by looking at it?
Does she do it at the end? I thought Danvers.
I feel like I could have sworn it was the daughter. If it wasn't the daughter, completely just I'm just remembering that wrong, and okay, it's not a problem. If it actually is the daughter, then that complaint still stands.
Unless Kree technology is just slightly psychic.
I don't know, but then why would she have to like touch specific things? Because I remember it was like
still got to activate.
Boop, boop. Yeah,
just, I mean, like
a fucking Simon.
Danvers jumps on a random Kree dropship and just pilots it.
True. Well,
I've always assumed at a certain at a certain level of like galactic technology, all user interfaces are somewhat like anthropod standardized to be intuitive.
Okay. I mean, I can live with that. Okay, other things to note in this film. The 90s music, I actually do like. Yes, I'm Just a Girl, cringy in context, but it's a good song, and the music choices in this film are, okay.
Just look, that scene with the song, that really is the crux of where, because every trailer for this movie sells it as this fucking moment in history of like, yeah, fucking Captain Marvel is the most female empowering superhero movie you've ever seen. And I'm like, but that has nothing to do with her arc, because it's not like she was being held down and she's going to prove that she can do it even though she's a woman, because she's Carol fucking Danvers and she is the most badass thing on this block.
Yeah, no, it's just one of the things, like you said earlier, it has nothing to do with her fucking arc. She just goes like, yeah, no, fuck you guys, snap. And then that even kind of carries over into the, okay, fight me without your goddamn powers. No.
Why?
Which also, like, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be, once again, more empowering, or if it's proving that she, because, like, one can make the argument, it's just like, well, she just proved that, like, she can only beat a man hand to hand if she uses her super god powers. If she fights like a mortal, then she is just weaker than the man. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a weird mixed message. Like, on one side of that, I really do like that scene, because it was a legitimately funny scene. I'm just like, fucking blast him, because that's a smart thing to do. But thematically, I think, well, like, isn't she proving that she actually can't fight on par with a man? So I don't know.
Well, the whole point is that she doesn't have to do it the way he wants to do it, because she doesn't have shit to prove to him.
True. Once again, where I feel like there's kind of that thematic dissonance of constantly trying to push the female empowerment thing, where, like this movie, yeah, okay, it's basically just, this movie is trying to push, not even like super push, but it is there.
It's just trying to sell a message that
it's trying to sell a message that isn't actually in the goddamn movie. And I think, like, that's kind of the dissonance that I'm getting for it, and the thing that's really pulling me out of it. Also, the fact of just kind of how we already kind of know through her flashbacks, like, oh, what she is and, like, what her story is, but then we kind of have to watch the character figure it out after we've already figured it out ourselves. So yeah, there's a lot of just weird things in this film.
Which, hell, that fucking flashback sequence when the Skrull are digging around in her brain, I love that sequence. How they did it, the way they built it out.
No. Oh, God.
It was amazing.
One of the best parts of that fucking movie is, when they're digging around in her subconscious, and they go, whoa, go back. And then, she's like, repeats the thing back to her, but she's getting more confused because they're fucking with her memories and, like, making her, like, repeat a sequence, and, like, her subconscious is picking up on that, and she's kind of coming to. And, like, that shit was fucking great. That was, like, I would say that scene and the scene where, she, does the montage of getting back up and, like, standing up for herself. Those two scenes are, like, the real standout, like, visual moments of the film. The rest of this film looks like goddamn muddy garbage.
A lot of it is way too dark.
Yeah, and...
a lot of the action is filmed way too close.
Yeah, which, once again, like, this is like the same fucking problem with Black Panther, where it's just like every scene is super dark and too goddamn close, and you can't see the goddamn action. And it's so weird, because, like, this has been a complaint in movies in action movies in general for so goddamn long. And then you have, like, movies like John Wick that come along and are just technical fucking masterpieces, and people go, oh, finally, I can see the action, and it gets praised up and down, but then we still have fucking directors who just cannot fucking...
I mean, you can go back and watch fucking Shaw Brothers movies from the 70s. Like, this is not a puzzle that we haven't solved yet.
Right? Yeah, no, we fucking... It's not even like other... Like, there are, like, this is a problem throughout every fucking MCU film. Like, you go back and you watch, like Winter Soldier or, fucking Civil War, or a lot, like, fucking Captain America films just got action right the first fucking time. The camera's always pulled back, you can see everything, it's stable, you can see, like, he throws his shield and where it ricochets from and where it comes back to him from. Like, you get a good sense of the geometry and what is happening in a scene. Whenever he's going against Bartok the Leaper, you get to see, like, the camera's pulled back and all the cool flippy shit he's doing in that fight. And it makes the fight better. Like, there are times where a more close-up, angle works if you're doing a more visceral, slower fight. Like, Creed. Like the Creed films, they have, like, it usually gets pretty close up in on the action because it's just two guys brawling it out and you can always tell what is going on in the scene. So that's when that shit works. I see, like, the close-up shaky cam, rapid cutting shit criticized in, like, Batman Begins. But, like, it's only used in one scene. It's used when he drops down and he's disoriented a bunch of fucking people. So it works in the context of that scene because he just because you were seeing it basically from the perspective of the people he's beating the shit out of because they don't know what the fuck's going on. Here, when you have just a bunch of guys brawling and you can't see everything because it's too fucking dark and too fucking close.
Dark, and there's bright neon light flashes going off every 2 seconds, and by the end of it, I just kind of had a hand up.
Yeah.
And I wanted the action scene to be over.
Yeah. And, like, so many fucking scenes. There's that one fucking scene where, like, they're on, like, the cloudy smoke planet, and it's just like, what? Were, like, the CGI effects just not fucking done? You're just trying to hide this? Was this just like fuck, like, we ran out of budget. We can't make these models look good enough, so just make it really smoky. You didn't? Okay. It just bothers me that it's just like, what's the point of an action sequence if I can't see the fucking action? And I didn't like it in Black Panther, and I didn't fucking like it here, and it's really bad that the two fucking empowerment films I have to fucking bitch about, because it just makes you look like a fucking bigot on the surface, when really, I just want good fucking cinematography in my goddamn action movies.
Yeah, I'm so glad I waited to see Wrinkle in Time so I didn't look like a racist.
Look, Aggro, people don't care what white guys on the internet think about these movies. It's about what the young black girls think about that movie.
Shit, I don't care what white guys on the internet think about that movie. That movie sucked.
I didn't see it. I didn't want to because it's not my kind of film. Let's say you were a big fan of the book, weren't you?
Oh, hell yeah. No, that book was formative in my childhood.
Yeah.
That movie was wrong.
Yeah. Wait, that movie was... that movie was wrong. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yeah. I just... Like I said, I just want better fucking action sequences in these fucking movies. It's bugging the shit out of me that, like, the most impressive visual in this scene, or in this fucking movie, is, like, the two sequences I talked about earlier. Well, like, oh, that's a really cool-looking shot, and CGI-faced Sam Jackson. That should not be the highlight of your big triumphant superhero movie that I guess is empowering the women. And now for me to go on this tangent, I'm really fucking annoyed that everyone's just like, oh, women, female empowerment, oh, diversity in big Hollywood filmmaking. Nobody fucking saw Alita Battle Angel, god damn it. That was a good fucking movie, and fucking critics shat on it, and even before the movie came out, nobody was fucking talking about it. It's like, here we have a female-led film that's a big blockbuster action movie, and she's a woman of color. And everyone wants to fucking talk about diversity, 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 and when you finally fucking get it in a mainstream, big Hollywood fucking movie, you don't go fucking see it. Go fuck yourself, god damn it. Movie was good. Okay, that movie was a lot better than it could have been.
Oh, yes.
That was a movie where I enjoyed it from beginning to end. Like, it was full of cool visual sci-fi shit. It had, like, a character I actually gave a shit about who had a fucking arc that I understood from beginning to end. The cringiest thing in the fucking trailer actually made sense, which was the, like, I'll give you my heart thing, or I was just like, oh my god. I don't know about this movie. But in the context of the film, it made sense because her heart is literally, like, a fucking, like, super engine and is worth a ridiculous amount of money. So that made sense in the context of the film. Like, yes, it was a cute metaphor, but, like, in the film, like, what that meant to those characters was, like, no, I'm literally gonna give you my heart because it's worth a shit ton. Like, that movie was, like, good. Like, I legitimately like that goddamn movie, and it sucks that it's just like, I hate being a goddamn contrarian, because all it means is that the shit that I like fucking bombs, and I never get to see more of it. Fuck. Do you have anything else to say about Captain Marvel?
No, I mean, I was thinking about that last thing you said. I was going to complain that Metabots Season 2 box set never came out, but that just really feels kind of underwhelming now.
Yeah. This is what we get for, not being mainstream enough. Which is weird, because we're watching goddamn Marvel movies. Which, man, I'm starting to get a little burned out on them. I think we're just getting too many of them.
I don't know. People tell me this all, like, oh, I'm getting Marvel fatigue. And there's too many Marvel movies. And I'm like, they're fine. Watch them or don't. I don't...
Well, see, I think the thing is that, like, I want to keep watching, because I'm already invested in this continuity, but, like, I feel like they're not doing, like, the Avengers, like, Endgame felt fucking wild. Or not Endgame, Infinity War felt fucking wild. And I really want to see where they go with that and where that leads, and potentially what future story. But, like, I'm starting to really feel that sameness between all the films, where they're not necessarily directed that interesting of a fashion. We have the Guardians films, which have a very distinct style to them. Thor Ragnarok had a distinct style to them, to it. But I feel like a lot of these films, they're just shot very flatly, very plainly. Even the Captain America films, which I fucking love, and Spider-Man Homecoming, which I fucking loved. Those are my favorites. They are visually very flat in their directing, and it's really just the story and the characters that are carrying it for me. And after seeing Thor Ragnarok, after seeing, Guardians 2, I'm like, yeah, no, I want more visually creative films to come out from this universe because, god damn it, these are goddamn comic book movies. You know, fucking get Guillermo del Toro. He isn't doing anything. Give him a fuck ton of money and let him helm some big fucking superhero movie. He's done it before. You know, he made Blade 2, and apparently Blade 2, according to you, wasn't actually good as an adult.
No.
But was it at least? But it is visually interesting as a film.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is visually interesting. Fucking the Hellboy movies are visually interesting, and I want like films that kind of just aren't just like I'm watching just a high budget like ABC superhero show. Like I want to see like something that feels like goddamn art again. Like I have gotten over the just the ooh ah like superheroes accurately represented on the big screen. That's so cool. And oh look, Spider-Man's hanging out with Captain America. Like that wonder has worn off, and now I need something of more substance. Because I don't want to, because I'm already so invested in this goddamn continuity. I'm gonna fucking stick around. I just want more interesting films to watch now to go with it. Yeah. That was my big bitchy fit. Whatever. He really liked Captain Marvel.
It was fine.
I thought it was mediocre, but then again, I'm also harsher on the MCU films than he is. I guess watch it and make your own opinion?
What? No. Go read a blog somewhere and be angry about it.
See, that's the fat, angry white guy, stance that I need you to take for this. Now you're feeding into the character.
Well, yeah.
God damn it.
I'm not some kind of race traitor.
like a traitor to your race? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just like, is that one who trades races? Or?
Race traitor.
Just like I'll give you like 2 blacks and Asians for 5 Mexicans.
English really needs a better distinction between those two sounds.
Just a bit.
Just like it needs a better distinction between the races.